Let's get today's episode started. We got 15 games on tonight. MLB slate, a lot of games on tonight, but today's episode we'll be going over 3 games. The first game starts at 7 o'clock Eastern time. We got the Baltimore Orioles taking on the New York Yankees. Right now, Yankees are leading the season series 8-5. The line for this game has moved. Yankees opened up at minus 180 favorites. Right now, they're sitting at all the way at 235, minus 235. The Orioles plus 190 for today's matchup. Abhishek, who you got for this first game, man? Orioles taking on the Yankees.
Yeah, just so everyone knows, I understand football's back, college football's back, NFL starts next week, but baseball is still there. And right now, the most information you could possibly have for baseball, you have it available to you. So, in my opinion, don't just forget about baseball because right now there are teams fighting for the playoffs. Some teams are completely out of it. You can find great mismatches, in my opinion, and that's what we're going to get into today. So, baseball, I understand it's not the best sport to watch. It's still America's pastime. Well, that's what people consider it. Still one of the major sports in this country. But I understand NFL and college are there, and you want college football, you want football picks. I understand that. But right now, you got to take advantage of the information that you have available to you, and you have a huge sample for baseball. So now let's get into it. Orioles, Yankees, as Arun mentioned. Line is moving towards the Yankees as it should be. I think it should be way bigger than it actually is. The Orioles, as we all know, they're not that good of a team. They're pretty damn awful. 3-7 in the last 10, 3-17 in the last 20. John Memes, if you're going to say that the Orioles have a number one pitcher, you would have to say it's him. And even him, he can't do that much. He's had promising moments. I think he has a bright future. But I think just the losing has rubbed off on him as well. John Means 4.9 ERA in his last 7 starts. If that's your best pitcher and that's the numbers he's giving you, that's not good at all. That's pretty bad. The last 4 starts in which he started for this team, they've lost all 4 of them. And in his last 5 starts versus the Yankees, he has a 7.5 ERA. That's absolutely garbage. It's absolutely awful. Now let's get into the Yankees. They're back home. Obviously, after that long road trip, obviously everyone remembers that 13-game win streak, followed by a 4-game losing streak, and then they were able to salvage that last game against the Angels. Garrett Cole shutout. Actually, no, not a shutout. It was a 4-1 victory, but he was phenomenal. So the Yankees were able to win their last game. They had an off day yesterday. They're back at it today. Back home. They haven't been home in a minute, so they probably felt good to be in their own beds, their own homes, their own environment, their own city. Pitching matchup. Nestor Cortez, who has been a very, very, very bright spot for them. He's actually saved them, I would say, because of all the injuries they sustained. And he's been good overall, but he's been much better at home than on the road. At home, he has a 1.7 ERA, which is phenomenal, less than 2 runs allowed per start. And he's going up against the Orioles, who are 16-35 against lefties. 16-35 versus lefties. And yes, my man Cortez is a lefty. The team is rested. They got a day off yesterday. Garrett Cole performed great for them the day before. So just in case if they need to, use relievers, if Cortez does somehow get into trouble or if his pitches are he has a high pitch count very soon. So they'll have that advantage as well. And this team is still fighting for something. Times like this, when you're late into the season, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, anything, you have to look for games where teams are actually playing for something. And the Yankees right now are still playing for something because, yes, they're in the playoffs, but they want to make sure they have the home field advantage for the wild card game. So they are seriously still competing for something very, very, very important. So with all that said, the Yankees are the clear-cut play here. Run line minus 1.5 or parlay this, but we will be picking the Yankees today. Stay tuned later on tonight. Actually, no, this afternoon to find out how we play the Yankees today.